Hello, hello, it's Kitti, your thought organizer with Declutter the Brain, coming to you on a slightly overcast day in Atlantic, Canada. But what I know for sure is that above those clouds is blue sky. And it's the same where you are as well. Yeah, blue sky above that cloud. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But you know what? It is true. And just keep that in mind. If you're having a little bit of a gray, overcast day, whether it's outside or in between the ears, trust me on this. It works. Yes, it does. All right, now, who am I? I am Kitti Andrews with DeclutterTheBrain.com. Proud to be your thought organizer. What do? I help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs to excuse me, bit of a COVID hitchhiker from last month's trip. Excuse me. I help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs to organize their space and streamline their thoughts so that they can focus on attracting and serving premium clients. Now, I do have over 20 years experience between cleaning in person, real estate staging, and excuse me, virtual decluttering. This experience has helped many people to get their surroundings under control, and through that I've developed my step-by-step one system which can be applied to all 5 areas of your life, all 5 pillars, if you will. Hello, Michael. And those pillars being not only your home, but your heart, your relationships, your health, your head, your brain, declutter the brain, and your habits. Yes. All right. And that is what we do here at Declutter the Brain. And I ask you, how would it feel for you to take immediate action on your clutter? Would you be more productive? Do you think? Do you wonder sometimes? You know, I don't like what I'm seeing, but I don't know if it's worth clearing the clutter. Trust me, it is. And if you're having any of these thoughts, you just hold that thought right now, and we will give you your next steps to take in about 10 minutes. Yeah. All right. So speaking of decluttering the heart, that is what we are decluttering the heart pillar of your life. That is. Hello. Thank you for joining. That is what we are talking about this week. We are addressing decluttering friends with no benefits. Friends with no benefits, decluttering your toxic relationships. And I invite you to put in the comments if you're watching on replay, or Michael, you may want to weigh in on this as well. As a guy, I know you've had a couple of near toxic relationships. If you've experienced that. And everyone that I've spoken to so far has said, oh yeah, and they start naming names. I'm like, whoa, okay, I don't need to know all the gory details. Unless they're my client, then I do need to know the gory details, because we're addressing that. And there are a few different types of toxic relationships, and I'm going to address one today that I haven't yet, frankly, because it's a little recent, and I wasn't ready. Plain and simple. You can only declutter when you're ready. And what can happen if someone is obviously holding you back with constant criticism or giving overly negative, for your own good advice? You know the one, the one for me was, lose the glasses, don't wear glasses on camera. And then I started looking around, and both of my mentors are wearing, 3 of my mentors are wearing their glasses on camera, and you can see the ring lights in the glasses. They make a whole lot more money than me, so if it's good enough for them, Michael, right? If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. And yeah, don't get the anti-glare. I don't think you can even get it where I live. And that will eventually happen. But that's what I mean by advice for your own good. Or my very first video, my very first Facebook Live, I showed it to someone, a family member, and the person said, this is not a joke, Michael, the person said, your chin is prominent. Well, another one of my mentors, I told her that, and I kind of phrased it as a joke. Well, she nearly jumped through the virtual screen at me and said, you tell that person to, which we won't say what she said. All right, now maybe you're not getting any attaboys. Everybody needs an attaboy. Everybody needs a little bit of encouragement. I don't care if you're Richard Branson, he still needs a little bit of encouragement. No man is an island. So maybe the person isn't giving you attaboys. Maybe they are being passive aggressive. They seem to be they seem to be helping, or maybe they have been helping, but suddenly things change. Maybe they're not doing, you notice that things change. Maybe they're not providing the support that they used to. Or it's obvious that if you start to look closely that they're not, they don't have their heart in it. Now, what I have omitted the last couple of days is that these kind of behaviors can come from someone who is in your employ. Yes, and that can be something. Say, for example, if they, or you're maybe not your employee. Let me rephrase that. Someone who is, we'll use Michael here. Michael has someone who is not as far up the ladder as he is, but and he relies on this person to do a certain task so Michael can do his job. Well, Buddy is not doing his job, and Michael starts to wonder, hey, why do I have to load everything? What's going on here? That's what I mean by lack of support all of a sudden. And this can really start to take a toll on your self-esteem, on your physical exhaustion, your mental exhaustion. You start to not feel or even look as good as you used to. You know, when you feel good, you know, you look good, right? You've got it shows in your face. Either you look dull and gray or you look bright and vibrant. It starts to show. People do start to notice it. Maybe, sure, yeah, if you're starting to feel like you're walking on a sea of eggshells, you're not, no matter what you say is right. Right? Yeah, ever been in one of those? No matter what you say is right, you're afraid to propose new ideas. You're afraid to push back on bad ideas that are presented. You're afraid to share a counter point of view because you know damn well that you're going to be shut down and not very nicely. And I've been in situations like that. I can think of a restaurant I worked in out west, and I ended up not wanting to go into work. I wasn't the only one, but I was the most sensitive to it. That's okay. I won. Tell you how in a minute. Anywho, your confidence is dipping. It's dipping. Time to take action. Today, we talk about what to do. This is the situation. You know that there is something wrong. You're not feeling good about it, and you start to finally wake up, stand on your hind legs, and say, "Hey, what is wrong here?" All right. So, assess. Stand back and assess. Is there a problem? is it me? And it's our natural tendency to say, oh, it's just me, there's nothing wrong with them. If I just try harder, try to be on time, try to have my project done so that they can do their project. Anything that I can do, we try harder and harder and harder, and eventually we just start to break down. All right, and that is what can happen with that. So if you are noticing that, this, again, I ask you, assess, is there a problem? Identify what it is. Is there really a problem? Is it worth it to fix the problem? All right, because maybe you hate your, for example, maybe you don't like your job anyway, you've been thinking of leaving, and this person could just be the catalyst that you need to get the H out. All right, so decide, is it worth it to fix the problem? If so, all right, plan what you want. Plan your ultimate, your desired outcome, which is a fancy way of saying, what do you want? How do you want it to turn out? Do you want to be friends, play nice with this person so that everybody gets along and walks off into the sunset together? And by the way, this also applies to personal relationships. And view the person with compassion. This is really, really important. No finger pointing, no blaming, all right, because that just spends mental energy and it doesn't help anyone. All right, so just view it all with compassion. Think about it from the other person's point of view, a la Dale Carnegie. And after you've done all that, maybe you've gone and you've talked to them, or you've talked to, I'd be wary about talking to a boss about it, because oftentimes they don't want to get involved. Trust me on that one too. But after you've tried the good options, the kind options that are natural to you, look at it and say, if you are the only one making the effort, doing the work in improving the relationship, if you're trying and trying and trying, and you sit down and you talk, and it starts to end up being your third talk, perhaps, and you see that the other person has no real desire to compromise or change, and or they're finger pointing back at you, and that's not good if you're an employer, then get out. Plain and simple, one way or the other. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, is 2 different ways that you can get out. Not 1, but 2. Yeah, you got options here. All right, so if you enjoyed this, thank you for joining. If you enjoyed this video, just hit that share button. Not because I asked you to, but because you don't know who is out there who could maybe really use a lift. Maybe they're dealing with exactly this problem. In fact, I can tell you right now that a client is dealing with precisely this problem. She loves her job, but there is that one thorn in her side who happens to be one of her bosses, who is making her life a living hell, and my client has to do something about it, one of our team members. All right, so this is for real, folks. All right, this was this morning that she posted this. YouTube. If you're curious to see other videos that I've made on a myriad of topics, just go to YouTube and type in Declutter the Brain. Have a look, share, and subscribe. I would love it if you subscribe and share them. All right, so how would it feel to maximize your life completely without being distracted by your clutter? Do you just want your clutter gone and your mental clarity back? Finally, are you an action taker who is committed to organizing your space and clearing your thoughts? Okay, I have 3 steps for you. 1, get off the hamster wheel. Join Declutter the Brain Facebook group. The link is down below, and we have our workshop tomorrow at 12 Eastern, along with lots of other activities through the week. Second is, link is also down below, download 7 easy steps to conquer your physical and mental clutter. And while you're there, just hit that book a call button, and I'll listen to hear what your clutter is actually costing you, and give you a plan to do something about it. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, I'm saying bye-bye. See you at 11 Eastern tomorrow. Bye for now.